If you're just starting out in travel nursing, you've probably heard mention of establishing a tax home. Taxes are probably the worst part about being a travel nurse. They're confusing. Although I can't answer questions to your specific situation, I can break down the basics for you. First, what is a tax home? This gets confusing because as a travel nurse, you're literally living somewhere different every 13 weeks. However, you need to establish a tax home. Your tax home isn't necessarily where you physically live, but it's more like a money home. It's a place where you earn the most income throughout the course of a year. In order to have a tax home, you must meet at least 2 out of these 3 requirements. 1, have a regular employment in that area. 2, have a permanent physical residence in that area. 3, don't abandon your tax home, meaning you spend at least 30 days a year there. This requirement can be met in one assignment. Wherever you establish your tax home, any area within 45 to 100 miles surrounding that also counts as your tax home. Basically, your tax home is not just a residence, but any area that surrounds it you could travel to work and back in one day. The reason establishing a tax home is so important is because anytime you travel to work, like you will be able to travel as a nurse, you can get reimbursed for expenses like housing and food because you're traveling outside of your tax home. Still confused? Here's an example. Let's say that for most of the year, you made your money in Lancaster, PA. You worked at a local hospital there, and then you take a travel assignment at a hospital in Reading, Pennsylvania. Technically, you're still within your tax home, so you could travel from your tax home to work and back in one day without needing to stay in temporary housing. Next, you decide to take an assignment in New York City. Now, you're outside of your tax home. Establishing a tax home is how you'll qualify for all the tax-free money that travel nurses talk about. This includes stipends or reimbursements for things like housing, food, and travel. As a travel nurse, you'll receive taxable pay on top of this tax-free income. So you'll have to file your taxes just like you do any other year. You can learn more about how your pay will work in our video, How to Make Sure Travel Nurse Salary is Competitive. If you have more questions about establishing a tax home or how taxes work for travel nurses, it is best to chat with an accountant about your specific situation.